So we are seeing the effects of the local weather on operations here at SFO. We've got about 280 flights right now that are experiencing a delay, and that's about 25% of all flights at SFO.
And all that severe weather spawning some travel trouble, right? I mean, we've had, unfortunately, a headache of a travel mess across the West Coast. San Francisco, days of rain are going to continue to put a damper on perhaps your travel plans, and even more so as we look ahead into the busy holiday season. Let's welcome in Katy Nastro, travel expert for the Going Travel app. She joins us with tips to get you ahead of the next couple of weeks, a month or two, right, as many folks are looking to close out the year, maybe getting on an airplane. So Katy, first and foremost, elephant in the room, the government now up and running. And so with it operating, there's still some limited capacity, some trickle effects that could impact our flights. But then when you add in Mother Nature and wind and the threat of severe storms, are there any travel spots that could be disrupted as a result of this as we head through this weekend?
Yeah, look, Jane, we want travelers to understand that the FAA has not lifted the mandates, meaning that we are still under the schedule reductions of around 6%. So it's likely that you could still see flights canceled across those 40 airports that had been mandated earlier this week. Now, Mother Nature, as you had mentioned, also plays a factor here, and we're looking at parts of Southern California, SFO and down, LAX, San Diego, as well as Vegas and Phoenix. Those are likely to see some of the biggest impacts when you factor in the harsher weather that's supposed to play out across the weekend. As well as we could potentially see smaller airports, Burbank, Palm Springs, John Wayne, all running the risk of becoming affected across the weekend. So it is likely, if you are located in that area, that you might expect not just to see cancellations and delays due to the mandates still being in effect, but also, of course, Mother Nature.
What are some of the best tips for those folks in that region, right? The West Coast clearly kind of taking center stage, perhaps, with some of those delays. We know we do have wind on the East Coast, too, the New York area airports. How do we stay ahead of maybe some of these travel disruptions?
While we can't do much when it comes to weather that's sort of out of everybody's control, we do want you to be aware as a traveler that many of the U.S. carriers still have their waivers in place. And that's basically a golden ticket moment, meaning that you can make changes to your itinerary regardless of the ticket type. So if you bought a basic economy ticket, for example, that's the most restrictive type of ticket. And typically, if you do try to make a change or cancel outright, you're going to not find any way to be able to, and you're going to have to forfeit that ticket entirely, buy a new flight. Now, with these waivers, that lifts all of this. It makes you not responsible for any fare differences if you are looking to change. So we want you to be able to take advantage of that, since most of those are still in place for carriers such as American, Delta, as well as others. And we just want you to sort of get ahead. If you can push out your travel to, say, Saturday morning or Sunday morning, morning flights have a higher on-time arrival rate by 25 to 30 percentage points versus those afternoon and evening flights. And, specifically looking at the West Coast, that Southern California area, we're likely to see that worse weather impact those later flights. So if you do have, say, a red eye going back to the East Coast, if you can push that out, that's going to be your best bet.
All right. And it might be a little too early to talk about, but Katy, Thanksgiving is 2 weeks away. Weather expected to kind of ramp up. We're looking at a more active pattern to close out December. But Thanksgiving, of course, Christmas is ahead of us. Do you have any travel deal tips or many deals to think ahead as we get closer through the holiday season?
Yeah, we want travelers that maybe were hesitating of booking any Thanksgiving plans or even winter holiday plans because they were sort of hesitant around the government shutdown, not understanding or really knowing when it would last until. We want travelers to get on top of booking and making those plans now, because we're already seeing average airfare for both Thanksgiving as well as winter holidays up roughly 7-8% across domestic flights. So we want you to get on top and take advantage of some deals like Chicago to Seattle nonstop for only $237 round trip. That is a fantastic deal for such a peak period. And we just want you to be aware that as we start going further and further, especially looking into the winter holidays, there's not going to be sort of those rock bottom prices in terms of those budget carrier deals, especially since our friends at Spirit, they've gone through now 2 bankruptcies. And so we're seeing actually fewer flights across their schedule than we did last year. So if you're looking for that absolute cheapest price and you want to fly on a budget carrier, make those plans ASAP so you have as many options as possible, as well as if you see a great flight price within your budget, you want to get on top of booking that now and not waiting until the last minute when airfare prices tend to soar.
I always say when I see a great price, I get the ticket and then I get the insurance because I'm already getting the lower price than I would have paid if I waited. Might as well add on the insurance in the case that Mother Nature plays a role in delaying my flight. So appreciate all the tips. Travel expert Katy Nastro, thank you for your insight. Hope to have you on again.
Take care. Safe travels, everyone.